Hello everybody, welcome back to Rise of Kingdom Static here, and today we have our precious Persian Dream city skin. Besides that, we're going to be talking about migration, what it is, why you should, would, or could do it, and what to do. There are going to be about 6 to 7 steps you need to take in order to migrate successfully. Alright, so these steps are not going to be exactly in line with what it tells you when you go to migrate. However, I will be hitting every single topic anyways at some point in this video. So the first one that comes to my mind is making sure that you have no idle troops on the map. Even if they're doing something, all your troops have to be inside your city. All your marches have to be inside your city. That's kind of common sense. Why would you be able to migrate with your troops outside the map? Number 2. To be honest, this one should probably have been number 1 just because it's the most, duh. But number 2 for this episode is going to be making sure you have enough passports to migrate. That's, the biggest thing. It's the biggest part about migrating is making sure you have enough passports. Whether you buy them using the personal credits, which I don't have, personal credits in the Alliance shop, or buying them using actual money, which I have done. Now, the reason that you want to do all of these is because if you don't do one of these, you're going to have to do it anyway. So it's better to do them all right now instead of going to migrate, finding out you can't do it, now you have to do that all over again. Now, number 3 would be you cannot be in an alliance while you're trying to migrate. So up until you do migrate, you can be in an alliance, you can, collect gifts and do rallies and all that fun stuff with alliance members. But once you actually physically go to migrate, you cannot be a part of alliance, and that's obvious as to why, because once you migrate, you're not going to be in that kingdom anymore, which means you're not going to be in that alliance anymore. Now, going back to what I was saying about having enough passports, with that being said, there is a graph, and I'll put it up right here. If you can see, there's a graph that demonstrates and shows you how much power to how many passports you need. And there's also, if you look to the right, more to the right of that, it tells you how many days, or how many personal credits you're going to need, and then how many days it's going to take to farm those credits. That does not include anything that you would buy. Now, with that being said, there's a great way to lower your power, is to put them in your hospital. Alright, so I have a max out hospital. If you look, I actually have more than that. There's a hidden technique called double filling, which is not really hidden. If it is, it's kind of stupid. Basically, you go to Lost Kingdom and you have that 100% hospital capacity. So you just fill your troops up. When you go home, they don't die. They don't disappear. In fact, if you look, all the troops are in right here, and I can only heal that much at a time because that's 360,000 troops. So double filling. So I probably have close to 6 million power in my hospitals right now as we are speaking. You also, and this is probably not going to be a big one for most people who want to migrate, but you have to make sure your city hall is above 15. 16 through 25 can migrate. 1 through 15 cannot. Or I guess I should say 2 through 15 cannot. And I mean, if you're worried about, getting to City Hall 16, I don't think it should even take you 3 to 4 days. If you're really trying to migrate that bad, 3 to 4 days of grinding, even as a free-to-play, you can hit City Hall 16 fairly quick. Doesn't mean you have to unlock, T3. But just getting to it's pretty easy. Speaking of wounding your own troops, so you can lower your power, your storehouse. Your resources cannot exceed the amount of storehouse storage. So in this case, I can hold just under 3 million of each resource. And as you can see, I have under 2 million of each resource. So I'm fine in there. So far, in everything that I have said, I am fine. I'm 100% ready to migrate. And in fact, if you stick around towards the end of the video, you will see when I do migrate. Now, there are a couple things that happen after you migrate. There's one or two things that are very important you have to keep in mind before you actually migrate. All right, so for example, you migrate, right? And you're like, well, this kingdom is a lot worse than I thought it would be. They're not keeping their part of the pact or whatever it may be, and you don't like that kingdom for some reason. Well, that really sucks for you, because after you migrate, you cannot migrate for another 30 days. That's right, for another 30 days. So you're stuck in that kingdom for a month before you can leave. Last thing, which may not apply to many people, but if it does apply to you, you need to pay attention to this one, because this one sucks if you don't pay attention to it. It won't stop you from migrating, but after you migrate, any points, let's say you're in Mightiest Governor, right? You were doing Mightiest Governor, which we have a day left of. Oh, our kingdom's dead, don't worry about that. Anyway, let's say you're doing Mightiest Governor, you're like, hey, I want to migrate, right? And you migrate, right? And you look in your new kingdom, all your points are disappeared. Everything you worked for, any troop training events, I know there's Game of Power, Fort, Siege, Warpath, all that stuff disappears, goes back to 0. So once you do all of that and keep all of that in mind, you're ready to migrate. Now you're thinking, well, Static, why would I migrate? My kingdom is beautiful. Yes, it may be beautiful for now, but you know what? Change always happens. You may get a new king that you really don't like who messes up the whole kingdom. It's happened before and it'll keep happening. So what do you do then? You migrate. Why would you migrate? Well, think of it. Almost 1,000 kingdoms have been made since this game has been made. So when you think about it, you're in one and there are 999 others that you haven't been in. Sure, you may have other accounts, but that doesn't mean you're there in all of them for everything. So one reason to migrate would be just to see what's out there. I do that with my farm. I do that with my farm account. I going around places doing stuff, seeing what there is to offer, because my farm is low enough power to where I can easily get that many passports in an okay amount of time, I guess one would say. So, if you made it here, keep watching, because this next part is going to be my migration. See y'all there. Alright, let's go. Let's go migrate to one. Oh, yeah. No, okay. So, I never said where I was migrating. It's going to be Kingdom 1262. 1261, not 1262. I caught myself there. 1261. Dynast King. Yep, it's this dude. Woo! You ready? You ready? Let's make sure everything I talked about is right here. 30 passport pages. I got 30 passport pages. My City Hall 16. I got enough passport pages. I marched back in the damn city. My city and troops are not in battle. I'm not part of an alliance. My resources are great. Let's go. So yeah, all event points and ranks will be reset upon immigration. Choose wisely. Confirmations. It is 1261, and you know what? If it's not the right one, this is gonna suck, because 30 passport pages is impossible for me to get again anytime soon. Alright, let's load back in the game. We're just gonna look around the kingdom, and then we'll end the video there. Woo! 1261, here we come. From 1175 to 1261. New kingdom, new home, new people, new friends to make. I am excited. Let's see where. Oh, we got some grayed out area. Looks like the family is going to be KT and BT. So I am getting told to apply to this alliance right here. PB. I was thinking peanut butter, but apparently it's not peanut butter. It's Phoenix Bombers. 5.6 billion power. On a good day, huh? Oh, actually, now it's about to be 5.7, huh? Yeah, it's about to be 5.7. Alright, so we got migration done. That's going to be the end of the video. If you guys like this video, like it, comment, subscribe. If you're from 1261 and you already watched my videos, that would be awesome. And now you get to see all the content that's happening in your kingdom, even though you live here. And with all that said, Static is out.